Welcome to our Tuesday, February 16th special meeting. This is a budget workshop meeting, so we're going to have a very, abbreviated introduction. As it looks like we have Noah, Mark, and myself here for Selectmen. We have the town manager. We have, we have the town librarian, town public works, we have the town finance director, and we have Chief Town with us. Please stand with me and salute the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Welcome, everybody. We'll get right to it. It looks like first up we have the library.
Library, this is our first, not quite a year, but maybe a half year that we've had them on board. And I was telling Paula at their meeting last week that this has been a really nice transition. We've worked out a few bugs here and there, but otherwise it's been a very smooth transition, except for the pandemic. I mean, it'd be nice if people could get into the library, but they've adjusted well to that as well. But on the budget, we're saving about just under $6,000 this year, and that's with full-time wages and part-time wages. It's just a slight increase, and they're starting longevity, they're getting vacation time, which is something that they didn't do before, so it's quite a bit, plus health insurance. It's just been some personnel changes, so things have dropped there. Overall, it's we've got some contracted services. We've asked for a little bit more money for different things. Building maintenance, it's just the minor stuff. The Library Association is picking up any major projects that need to be done to the building, so that's been a real plus. Our Public Works has done a nice job taking care of the plowing on this. Lisa Vargas and Sharon Kelly did a great job. They went through Sharon's first time through our budget process, but it's been, I think, pretty painless. Overall, like I said, there's a just under $6,000 decrease to what we thought we would need from last year, so that's a good thing. Any questions on the library budget? Maybe Sharon would.
Sharon, do you have any input here?
No, I agree with everything Steve has said, that the transition has been pretty painless. It's a learning curve for the library, but we are functioning at top capacity in everything we can possibly do during this pandemic to serve the community anyway. And it's been tough having to have all this great stuff happening and the ability to do it, and then having, the pandemic hit. But I think moving forward, you're going to see nothing but great things come from the library, and I am so appreciative of Steve and the Board of Selectmen for, this vote of confidence to bring us on board and let us serve our community. I do want to show you, I don't want to take up your time, but I want to show you a little clip of what we've been doing during the pandemic. It's really just a few minutes, and Terry can show you that, just to give you an idea of what's happening down here on the hill, down from the hill. If you could share that.
Mark, you just stick your head in the door and just tell them that there's no sound on the television
Yeah,
here?
there's no sound.
She knows,
Okay.
right?
Oh, well.
My apologies, I'm not sure why the sound isn't working. It should be going through just like your channels go through as well.
Okay, well, we will see that slide another time.
I'll send it to you by email.
And the public gets, I'm always amazed when I get reports from Sharon about all that they're doing and their numbers. It's always impressive. But I also get a report, usually from Ralph, about all the upcoming things that are coming. And if the public hasn't seen that, they need to pay attention. Even with the pandemic, they're staying extremely busy. So, and giving a lot of information. So it's great, a lot of good interest.
Do any of the board members have questions of the town manager, Sharon? All right, well, thanks very much.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon.
And Paula,
Thank you.
for being.
Oh, you need Paula. All right, we'll move on to the police budget. Tab number 6.
There's Chief. Number 6.
All right.
This year, as all the departments, we've kept the request to a minimum, trying to keep the tax rate low. This year, we have increases to wages, which is across the board based on contract and negotiations, and then what we set for increases for non-union employees. His part-time wages, you can see, drop down. Overtime is up a little bit, but otherwise, there's not a heck of a lot of changes in the police budget. The health insurance went up. That's basically for the first 6 months of our budget year, because healthcare works on a calendar year. And otherwise, they've held the line, and we're seeing a small increase, 3.2%. But they did ask for a few other items, but I've asked given direction from the board that we tried to keep extras to a minimum. We're still funding the truck or car program this year coming, and that's really just about what all we're doing this year.
Chief Town, would you like to have any input here?
We went over this with the town manager and finance, and we understand the town is, again, trying to be financially responsible. We are as well, so we're happy with what you have in front of you.
Quick question, is everything settling in on the new improvements on your station?
Yes, every day we're learning something new. We've had a few small things come up, but they were quickly fixed. Very, very pleased. It's working very well.
It must be nice having the cars in your Sally port on days like today.
It is really nice. Yes, it is.
So.
Especially with the cost of the cars now.
I had just one question I wanted to ask. There was a request for a DEA agent. Will that be available next year as well? Do you know?
Yeah, that program is ongoing unless the federal government cuts it, which I doubt. That's something that will be available next year as well.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Will he, Chief,
It's
would he,
Steve.
would he, would that,
Mike, you're speaking to the,
oh, Mike,
oh, you got
can
it.
you hear me?
Oh, I don't know, you had the other one.
Do you know that whether the DE agent, would he fund himself by bringing money in from drug busts? You think he can fund himself?
Obviously, they can't guarantee because it's based off seizures. However, they strongly, over and over and over again, state that it would fund itself.
So, Any of the
What
other,
what would you think? 60% chance, 75% chance? Just trying to,
I'm sorry, that was garbled.
you think we got a 75% chance of him being able to fund himself? 50%? No,
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, Mr. Pendergrass, they state that it will. Obviously, they can't put something like that in writing.
no, I know that, yeah.
It is based on seizures, but they actually said that they thought they'd make the town of Berwick happy with what they brought in.
any other questions from the selectmen, other selectmen? No?
Steve, I do have one question. The lease payment that was presented by the chief seems to be different than what you're proposing by about $25,000. What's that difference for?
That, and I'll talk to Lisa, I think that's because what we're replacing is a car that was totaled, so there's insurance money is going to be paying for part of that. So it's a reduced, if I'm wrong on that, Lisa, could you weigh in?
There is an additional $20,000 in the line for the lease payment for the car that we just replaced, which was the car that was totaled. So instead of having a separate article next year for the first lease payment of the police vehicle, we will, we just put the payment right into the lease payment because we already purchased the car.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from the selectmen? If not, I guess we move on to the Public Works and the transfer station.
All right. Public Works, again, wages are all based on contract negotiations, what's in the contract. See a bit of an increase there. There's also, we've taken a position that we had funded last year for the recreation department. We were looking to put a part-time person, seasonal, in to take care of the memorial fields and other areas, mowing and things like that. We weren't able to fund it. We didn't get any applicants for that last year, so we just didn't bother. Our crew took the time and did it themselves. But it's always been a part-time position that we've had funded for the summer. And Public Works also had somebody in there part-time. So we've taken a part-time position and we've created a full-time position out of it. And they'll work for Public Works, but it will be shared with the recreational department, doing maintenance up there and keeping an eye on that property and taking care of it. So it's really almost a wash. And we had funded it in two different departments. Otherwise, the health insurance for the Teamsters went up this year. So there's an increase there. Again, we kept things pretty much the same all throughout. And there is a lease payment in there. I put extra money in there because we were looking to replace a 2002 plow truck that's, we're not sure we're going to be able to get a sticker on it. It's pretty old and it's rusted out through the body. But because we planned for the future and we've been using stainless steel bodies or dump bodies, we save a little bit of money there because the dump body that we have, we can just transition it on to the new truck body. But there were a few surprises because the price is a lot more than we anticipated. And the plow gear that we have, which is 18 years old or 19 years old, won't fit on the new truck body, which we'll have to look and see if the price came in quite a bit more expensive than what I anticipated. So I'm going to have to look around, and before we finalize, I may add a little bit more money to that lease payment. But we've got some older trucks that we need to get on track to replacement because they're salt raises cane with those chassis. Otherwise, not a lot of change there.
Thank you. Jody, welcome to the process.
Hello.
Your first budget with us. I hope it hasn't been too rough on you.
Not too bad. I'm familiar with some back from home, but haven't had a lot of time under my belt for this
Right.
budget here for you guys.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
I think Steve covered pretty much what we had discussed. Again, the 4 or 5 months that I've been here, I think I need a little more time to get a better feel and bigger picture of the whole situation.
So, any questions from the other selectmen for either the town manager or Jody on the budget?
Jody, this is Mark. Is there that new truck you want to buy, is that something that has to be done this year?
Yeah, I believe it is. Like we had mentioned, the place where we get the trucks inspected had said that the frame is getting rusted and it may not even pass inspection next year.
Is that the heavy truck or the 1 ton?
It's a heavy truck. It's a 6-wheeler.
Okay, yep.
You know, other requests were made for capital items, but like every other department, we've kind of backed off a little bit. We are funding roads this year. It's $600,000. We're trying to stay on top of that project and keep improving roads, which needs to be funded if we're going to stay on track. So otherwise, we've put a hold on everything else that they were looking for. So we actually were looking at an excavator. What we pay to rent one is about half the cost of a lease.
Right.
But it just didn't, we can't do it this year. We're just going to hold off.
Any other questions of Steve or Jody on the Public Works? If not, we'll go right to transfer station.
If you look at the transfer station, there's been some increases. Most of it is in the disposal end of things. Yeah. We bumped up the waste disposal hauling because we're recycling and we're hauling more. We're pulling more cans because people are doing a good job recycling. And actually, we're making less money on that. And same with the MSW, the stuff we throw into the hopper. Prices have gone up on that as well, and the amount that we've tried to analyze why that is the case, and we're thinking that some of it is because of the pandemic, and people are home and they're cleaning out their houses, barns, garages. So I know Hokie says he's a lot busier, and we're seeing a lot more demolition and other materials coming across. Last year, our hazardous waste went up. We had a lot more hazardous waste. You'd think eventually hazardous waste day would produce less, but it just continues to produce more. So it costs us more money. So there we've seen a bit of an increase, which is a little bit more than I'd like, but we have to pay the guy to get it out of the transfer station. So we saw.
On the wood waste, isn't there, Jody, some way we could stockpile a decent wood and then once a year bring in a chipper and chip it all up into mulch? Something like that? That'd be any...
Excuse me. I don't see why that wouldn't be a problem. We could look into it for sure.
See if it would save us some money.
Yeah, we got a chipper. I don't know if you can chip pallets and stuff with the chipper that we got at the Public Works, but it's something we can actually entertain.
Well, the big problem we have with the transfer stations, we don't have any area to compile it. We do the brush, and he comes in and does that, and then all the demolition wood and stuff that we take in, we just throw it into a can.
And then they pay to get rid of it.
And then you got to pay to get rid of it. You got to pay to have it pulled, and you got to pay to dump it. And most of that goes into a landfill. Other towns have enough room that they can build these mountains of materials, and normally they don't have pressure treated wood or.
Well, they're separated here.
No, they're not.
Pressure treated wood in the good demo. I thought because there's 2 line items.
Yeah, there's recycling,
Yeah.
which is everything but wood materials. It's your milk containers, detergent containers, cardboard, things like that.
Yeah.
The demolition material's a little bit different. They just throw it all into one hopper and it goes to the landfill. A lot of towns have enough room, and we don't have enough room. If you could look at other transfer stations that are collecting their wood debris, it's amazing how much you get, and you could have a chipper come in and do it, but again, we don't have enough room.
Yeah, don't have enough room on some Saturdays
Yeah,
for the
that's
people
for sure.
there.
You know, I keep, Perry Ellsworth and I have talked numerous times about joining forces and having a much larger site out on Route 4, we thought, because there's possible land, but we just can't seem to get anybody to agree that we can do that. I think you could do a heck of a lot more recycling and getting and cost saving money by these biofuel places. I know where I live, we chip amazing amount of wood debris in the piles like a mountain, and it's gone, and they sell it to biofuel.
They sell bio-too, they make bark mulch out of it.
Yeah.
That kid just opened up on 236, on Route 4 there, the Doucette kid.
Yeah.
They're bringing in, got a huge chipper,
Yeah.
you know, things like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he'd take wood waste. I'll ask him. I'll ask Chad.
Yeah.
I'll ask Travis.
Most of it, wood waste is burned. That's why they keep the pressure treated wood out of there, and anything that's got a heavy amount of glue,
Yeah.
like the plywood and things like that. But old wooden furniture and things, we have people that our transfer station people are always after us to make sure we're not dumping metal in there, hinges and things like that that might be on cabinets. But it's just, and with what happened with China, our regular recycling waste, it's just not making any money. They stopped taking a lot of it. So the market's not the same as it was 5 years ago.
No.
But,
Any questions from the other board members of the transfer station budget? No? If not, I guess that wraps us up.
yeah, recreate.
Would like to try her video again. She's going to try from her computer.
Yeah, she can try it again. We got time.
We're gonna try to upload the library video on a different computer, so take it away, Sharon.
I'll give it a try anyway. And I don't see it. Here it is. Can you see it?
Yeah,
Yep.
we can.
And we have sound.
Oh, good.
Oh, no, we lost the sound.
Did you lose it?
Yeah,
Pictures there, no sound.
yeah, we lost the
No
sound
sound.
again.
All right. Well, we tried.
All right, well, thank you.
Our next,
Send us the link, we'll watch it.
I shall. And it'll be on the library website. You can all see
Awesome.
it there too.
next meeting, we have a regular selectmen's meeting, and we'll do the fire department and recreation. We moved her back till next week, which will be a fairly short meeting, hopefully a short meeting, but,
So, all right,
all right? Any other questions?
any questions, any comments? I'll take a motion to adjourn. Mark, say motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Do we have a second?
Again.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all.
Have a good night, everybody.